Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, aka Sneakernomics, back with another super fire, sheesh-worthy, certified bussin' banger, no cap on God. And in today's episode, I want to take you guys through 10 of my most favorite sneakers in the entire collection. As a sneaker collector stroke content creator, I'm always being asked, what is your favorite sneaker? What's your most expensive sneaker? What's your rarest sneaker? What 3 pairs would you grab if your house was on fire? To be honest, I mostly ignore these questions. I'm not generally in the habit of sharing my sneaker collection, which is kind of ironic because all of my content is based pretty much around collecting sneakers. I'm not gonna lie, I actually found the task of selecting 10 of my favorite sneakers quite difficult. I was trying to rationalize each selection based on a sense of sentimentality, utility, practicality, and whilst I have selected 10, I could quite happily select a completely different set of 10 and be just as happy. Makes sense? Probably not. Well, why don't we just get into it anyway? Let's go. Okay, so we're not gonna go through them like 10 through 1. These are just 10 of my favorites. I wanna start off with these. These are the Nike SB Dunk High MF Dooms. These came out in 2007. They're part of the black box era, which is a pretty awesome era for SBs. And I'm not gonna lie, they're not my favorites because of the incredibly amazing design. They are a pretty low-key colorway. The reason I like these so much is because I'm a big MF Doom fan. At around 07, I was listening to people like Doom and Black Thoughts and Jay Dilla, Farside, Slum Village, Q-Tip. I love that whole underground hip hop vibe. And I actually picked this sneaker up in a blockbuster trade. I traded a Supreme jacket for a whole bunch of cool kicks, including these. I really enjoy wearing them. They are incredibly comfy, and they are in fact the only pair of SBs in my top 10. Next up, we have arguably the greatest basketball sneaker of all time, the Air Jordan 11 Concord. When these came out in 1996 or 1995 if you want to be pedantic, I remember thinking to myself, oh my gosh, those are crazy. They just looked so cool on MJ's feet. Patent leather, the carbon fiber. This is the ultimate basketball shoe. I'd always wanted a pair of 11s, and it wasn't until 2009 when I first got my hands on the Space Jams that I realized the dream. This is the 2011 pair, and if you guys have been into sneakers for a long time, you'll know that this sneaker right here, when it retroed in 2011, set off riots. People have pretty much been maimed, injured, or nigh on for this shoe. And because of its cultural and historical significance and the fact that I think it's one of the most beautiful basketball sneakers of all time, it is more than at home on my list. Okay, so next up we have one of my favorite Kobes of all time, the Kobe 6 Grinch. These are from 2010, and this is actually the original pair from 2010, not the retro that came out a few years ago. So if you guys don't know, I used to play ball a lot at high school. Played on the high school team. I went to university, played ball at university. I was never particularly good, but I was into it. And when MJ retired, Kobe was the guy that sort of filled that void for me. So I really enjoyed watching Kobe play. And this shoe right here is one of his greatest of all time, in my opinion. Kobe 6 is incredibly wearable, not just for hooping in, but just to wear casually. Lights, they're comfy, and green is my favorite color. I just think the Kobe 6 is a beautiful, beautiful silhouette. And so, it had to be on the list. Now you've probably already got a feel for the vibe of this vid, and spoiler alert, these are all Nikes. I'm a Nike guy through and through. I've always been more into Nikes and Jordan. You guys will probably know that I do have a number of other brands in my collection, and I do speak very highly of other brands, but when it comes to my top 10 favorite sneakers in my entire collection, they're all Nikes, man. All right, next up we have these. This is my favorite Air Max 1 of all time. It's the Atmos Elephant. This is the 2016 or the 2017 release, and the main reason I like these is just because of the elephant print. The Air Jordan 3 is one of my favorite sneakers of all time. The use of the elephant print on this is just perfect, and the teal green on the swoosh and the Nike branding is just bang on. And so my favorite Air Max 1 of all time had to be on the list. Okay, next up we've got probably the best Yeezy of all time, any brand, the Nike Air Yeezy 2. We've got them here in the pure platinum colorway, and these are one of my favorite sneakers of all time. A low-key fact that you guys might not know is these are actually, in my opinion anyway, really comfortable. The insole is really soft and luxurious. They are a little bit heavy, I'll definitely admit that, but I absolutely love these. This was like one of the first big grails that I ever got my hands on in my collection. And so I've got a lot of sentimental attachment to these, because when I got these, I was like, wow, I am at that next kind of level of sneaker collector now. I've got these. I think this was back in like 2016 or 2017. I traded Bin 5s, What the Kobe 7s, and Yeezy 350 Moonrocks that I got for retail. And so I was probably into that trade, I want to say maybe about 500 pounds or $600 or $700. So being about $600 or $700 into these, considering what they go for in today's money, is pretty good in my opinion. But yeah, one of my favorite sneakers ever, the Yeezy 2 Pure Plats. So I've got to include a Jordan 4, because Jordan 4s are one of my favorite Air Jordan models, and my favorite Air Jordan 4 of all time are these, the white cements. You guys might remember for the longest time, the Jordan 4s didn't have the Nike Air on the back. And the 2012 pair, which is a pair that I've had multiple times, had the Jumpman on the back. The only way you could get your hands on a pair was to try and find a pair of 99s and then midsole swap them. So when these retroed in 2016, it was like an absolute no-brainer. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the quality isn't the greatest on these. The netting is prone to going yellow, the creases are there, but listen, of all the Jordan 4s, all time, this, in my opinion, is the best colorway. You could make an argument for the black cement, aka the breads, but for me, it's these. So this pair here is a little bit of a sleeper. It might not be an overly expected pair, but I had to put these in my top 10 because these are a Roger Federer crossover with Michael Jordan Nike Federer Zoom Vapor. They combine a lot of things that at this point you'll recognize to my taste. The green from the Atmos, the elephant print from the Jordan 3. And for me, Federer is the best player of all time, at least stylistically. I know statistically he doesn't have it like Nadal or Djokovic, but I always loved watching Federer play tennis. And as a former tennis player myself, I have a lot of appreciation for what he did for the game. And the kicker for this pair here is that I actually got to see Federer play live wearing this exact shoe back in 2017. And it's in my top 10 because in my top 10, I would need at least one pair of tennis shoes that if I wanted to go out and play, I could wear. And I would like nothing more than to rock these while on courts. It's just a beautiful shoe, the quality's good, the shape is awesome. It's the perfect tennis shoe in my opinion. So we've got 3 to go, and I had to put a pair of LeBrons in my top 10 because I'm a huge LeBron fan. I love LeBron sneakers. I have a pretty humble but kind of half decent LeBron collection, but my favorite LeBron model of all time are the LeBron Nines, and my favorite colorway is definitely the South Beaches. Now, if you guys were into sneakers, you know, sort of like 2010 to 2013, 14, you'll know that LeBron sneakers were in. The 7s, the 8s, the 9s, the 10s, even to a certain extent the 11s had a lot of people under pressure. And when LeBron went to Miami and was winning championships, these were on his feet. Now, this is the Elite model, which features the extra carbon fiber detailing. Colorway is just awesome, but the silhouette is what I really like. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised to see these have a little bit of a retro comeback in the forthcoming years. Really cool model, really cool colorway, really enjoy wearing these, and top 10. Next up, it's the black cement 3s. This probably won't come as any surprise to you guys. I needed to have a pair of 3s on the list because the Jordan 3 after the 11 is my favorite Jordan of all time. In fact, to be fair, the Jordan 3 is probably preferable to me to the 11 just in terms of casual wear. Like I find 3s way more comfortable, way more easier to like style and match up with fits and stuff. And I do slightly prefer the white cement 3, but I thought because I've got the white cement 4s on the list, I would be remiss not to chuck the black cement 3s in because I like them pretty much just as much as I do the white cement 3s. But I wouldn't be mad going for like the black cement 4s and the white cement 3s. They're all classics, they're all awesome, I love them all. And when these came back out in 2017 with the Nike Air on the back, for all of us old head OG type collectors, this was an absolute blessing. The only thing about these that isn't as great is they don't have the updated shape, which is the original shape we had back in 1988. So the toe box is a little bit boxy, but the quality's good, the colorway is iconic, and this, in my opinion, opinion, is one of the best Jordan 3s of all time. And the last pair that I want to put on the list are one of my favorite Kobes, if not my favorite Kobe of all time. It's the What the Kobe 8s. I always loved the What the shoes. I've had a whole bunch of them. I've never had the What the Dunks. I wish I'd picked up a pair of What the Dunks like 5 or 6 years ago when I was collecting all sorts of What the shoes, because they were going for nothing like the type of money they go for now. But I have the What the Kobe 8s. I actually got these for a crazy steal price back in like 2017. I love wearing them because these types of shoes really break people's necks and get people saying, what is going on with your feet? You colorblind? Do you even know that your shoes aren't matching? And then I take great pleasure in explaining to people that they are supposed to come completely mismatched. They're called the What The's because their entire purpose is to invoke that exact type reaction, like what the heck are those? And I just think the colorway is super exciting. The model is really comfortable. Like, these are so light. Worn them a whole bunch over the years, but as you guys can see, I have taken care of these big time, even scrubbing down the sole, cringe. But yeah, awesome shoe to wear, awesome shoe to display, and one of the best Kobe colorways of all time in my opinion. And there we go. Those are the top 10 favorite sneakers in my collection in no particular order. If you ask me today to cut my sneaker collection down to 10, you can only keep 10. These are the 10 that I would select. I will at some point do a full sneaker collection video, and so maybe this type of video will whet the appetite. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Always love hearing from you guys. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.